COVID-19 crisis has brought about unprecedented changes in our lives. We find ourselves in situations not of our own choosing, but imposed by external circumstances. Now, this means that in order for us to save the academic year 2020, we also have to take into consideration the principle of saving lives, which is more primary. Many of our colleges have made initiatives to ensure that they support students in remote learning. This includes lessons which are broadcast on How TV, which are then packaged and distributed to you, the students, via WhatsApp, our department's website, and also various institutions' website. These lessons are meant to support you in this particular crisis, over and above the fewer and shorter lectures, contact lectures that you will be getting. These lessons will be more valuable for you to be able to pass in this particular academic year. We therefore call on all students not to see this as a moment of despair, but to see this as an opportunity to use all these available resources to support your own learning and teaching. I wish you all the best. Let's save lives. Let's save the academic year 2020.
Hi, my name is Tumelo Molefe from TVET College, and today I'll be presenting a lesson on Office Data Processing Level 2, and we'll be tackling topic 3, which is Introduction to File Management. Well, on completion of this lesson today, here are the things that I expect you to be able to do. I expect you to be able to understand the importance of saving files safely and securely where they can be easily accessed, and understand and create the structure of a simple filing system in your computer. And I also expect you to be able to create, name and rename files and folders. And lastly, I expect you to understand the process of saving files in different file types. Now, let us start with understanding the importance of saving these files and folders. In these days that we live in, one has to be techno-savvy, and it doesn't really matter what kind of work you do, you will have to save information at one point. And luckily for us, there are applications in place that will help us just do that. Now, with all this saved information will be stored in what we call files and folders. And I'm going to explain what files and folders are very quickly. A file is an electronic connection of information stored under one name, and a folder is a storage space where many files can be placed. What is key here is storing all these files and folders in a manner that will be easier for us to find, because if your filing system is not properly structured, you will waste lots and lots of time trying to find just a file. Now, once you adapt to this system that we'll be creating today, you'll be able to name, rename, and even duplicate files as you go on. Once you see that your folders are cluttered with too much information, you'll be in a position to create subfolders. Now, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you will agree with me when I say this new electronic filing system has given us a breather. I can't imagine what people back then in the olden days had to go through, whereby they had to carry all sorts and lots of files with many pages in it, whereby they had to find a good storage for it. Well, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It still can be done, but moderately, and for the purpose of backup, or maybe if the power failure. Now, this is how we are going to create a folder. Now, like I said, folders can be created on a hard drive or removable disk, or even on libraries. For this presentation, I've chosen to do it on my document. Now, with just a single click on your File Explorer, you will be opening it, and this is the window that you will see. It's divided into many parts, as now I've labeled it. You will be using more of the navigation pane on your far left-hand side, and then most importantly, again, we'll be using your toolbar, your address bar, the search box, and then the scroll bars. Now, this navigation pane, it contains all the icons and commands that will enable you to manage and organize your files, as well as your music and your pictures and your videos. Now, I'm quickly going to take you through what the functions of these important features on this window are. The navigation pane, it is on your left side of your screen, and you can start viewing your and navigating through your files and folders. And the address bar, they just simply show you the library that you are currently working on. And we have the ribbon as well. It cases all the commands or action that you would like to perform in a folder. And then finally, the search box, with a simple click, you just type in everything that you are searching for in that smaller box, and voila, magic will happen. Now, this is what a folder looks like. Now, let us start creating this folder. Like I said, we'll be using File Explorer. The moment you click on your File Explorer, opening it, this is the window that will appear. And then my address bar and my navigation pane and my middle pane, you are able to see them, and there's nothing there because I'm starting now to create. Now, you're going to right click anywhere in your middle pane and then left click. Then when you left click, this menu will appear. You simply go to new, then you choose a folder because that's what we are creating for now. Or even better, you can come to your toolbar right here and click on new folder. Then voila, you'll have your new folder. Now, after clicking on that, a new unnamed folder will pop up. You will have to name that folder. Now, I've given my folder a name. I'm calling it Office Data Processing Level 2. Now, it's very easy. After creating this, it's now visible on my middle pane. I can do lots and lots of stuff to this folder that I've just created. I can be able to cut it, I can be able to copy it, but now I want us to be able to rename. The only reason that you would rename a folder if you want to change the name or you have mistakenly typed in a wrong name. If that is the case, you simply right click or left click on the folder, and this menu will appear. Then you simply go to rename, then you simply type in the new name that you want the folder to be named with. Now, I've changed mine from Office Data Processing Level 2. It was L2, now it's Level in Full. I'm pretty sure you can see that now. And then coming to subfolders. Remember, we said files are stored in folders, but with subfolders are folders that are contained within a folder, and you can have as many subfolders as you want in a folder. It depends on the size of the information that you have. Now, remember, I've created the main folder, which is Office Data Processing Level 2, and then I'm going to click on the middle pane, and this will appear because now I want to create a folder inside of a folder. The main folder, which is Office Data Processing Level 2, has already been opened, and it's appearing on my address bar. Remember, I said what's appearing on your address bar is also going to be reflected on your navigation pane. Now, how do you open a folder? Simply click on the middle pane, and you will have an option of creating whether a folder or a file, but in this case we are looking for a folder. Then you simply click on a folder, and this is what will appear. Now, I've taken liberty of naming this folder to Module 1. We have Module 1, which is a folder inside Office Data Processing Level 2, which is the main folder. I hope I'm making sense. Now, whatever that I'm doing on my middle pane is going to reflect on the navigation pane as well. Now, like I said, you can have more folders in your main folders, and you can be able to show what folders you have inside your main folder on your navigation pane by expanding your main folder. My main folder appears on the address bar, which is Office Data Processing Level 2. And on my navigation pane, you can see I have right-clicked on Office Data Processing, and it gives me a chance to expand. Expanding, it means opening it up and seeing what's inside that folder. Now I have expanded my folder, and you can see now on the navigation panel that module 1 is now inside of the main folder, which is Office Data Processing Level 2. Now, what I see on my navigation pane also appear on my middle pane. You can create as many subfolders as you want. I've taken liberty to creating one. I've created module 1, module 2, and module 3. I hope you follow what I've been doing here. Now, the aim of this module was to show you that you can save files in folders. Now, we are going to add files in our folders. Now, in the beginning, I talked about applications. We've got so many applications that can help us save information, and it means different files. Now, here on my screen here, I've pasted different files that you can be able to use to save your information. Remember, it's not everybody, like we have different professions. We are not doing the same work. Some might be farmers, whereby they'll only have to save money-related information, whereby they'll have to use Excel. If I run a business, I'm in office most of the time, I have to type documents, I will be using Word, and so on and so on. If I'm into presentations, then I'll be saving PowerPoint files. Now, how do we create and how do we name and renaming a file? The process is pretty much the same as that of a folder, but this time around you'll be doing it on a file. Now, I'm going back to my main folder, the Office Data Processing Level 2.1. I've opened it up. I am going to create files inside that folder. Like I said, the process is still the same. You click anywhere on your middle pane, then this will appear, then you choose any file that you want to create. Now here I've chosen a Word file. Right now it's not named. It's just written new Microsoft Word document. Well, I can actually delete that and give it a name, of which this time I've given it assignment 1. I hope it makes sense and you follow. Now, with copying and renaming, just like with the files, with the folders, you simply choose the file that you want to rename, you right click, and then you click on rename, then you'll be given a chance to call it, use another, you'll be able to give it another name as well. Now, these are the files that you can create. I've said it before, and again, you'll be able to copy these files into the folders that you've created. Like I said, you can create so many folders under the main folder. I've taken liberty of creating the folder, which is Office Data Processing. Now I'm going to show you how to create a folder. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to right click on my middle pane, then I'm going to new. These are the things that I can be able to create now, but now I'm looking for a folder. I click on the folder. There you go. Now it's a new folder. It doesn't have a name. Now already I have the main folder. This is my new subfolder. I'm going to call it module 1. There is it. Now, you can create as many folders in the main subfolder, as many as you possibly want. You can even create a subfolder, then open up that subfolder and create another subfolder in that very same folder. I hope it does make sense. Now, coming to files, we are able to create files in folders. A folder cannot be created in a file because a file is what goes in a folder. It pretty much works the same as you having a file with lots and lots of paper, where in this instance a paper will represent a file and your main file will represent a folder. So you can't take a paper and try to save a file in it. You only can take that paper and save it in a file. So how do we create files in our folders? This is how we do it. Now, in any given folder, I'm going back to my Office Data Processing Module 1 folder. You simply right click, then this will pop up, the menu will pop up. Then these are the files that you can be able to create. I can create a Word file, I can create Access file, I can create Excel file, and so forth. This really will depend on what kind of information that you want to save. It is anything related to money. You can do your Excels, having to add up the sums and everything. If it's just information, or maybe me want to type my CV or any other document, I'll go for Word. Now, let me just click on Word document. Here it is. I'm still working under Office Data Processing, which is the main folder that houses all the 3 folders that I have here. So I'm going to work and create files in Module 1. Already here in Module 1, I've created a Word file, which now I'm going to rename to, let us say, New Venture Creation. New Venture Creation, NVC, is one of the subject, and maybe it's the assignment. And like I said, there are different files that we can be able to create. Now I'm simply going to right click and go to New. This is Excel file. Let me go for an Excel file. Unfortunately, oh, there is it. Now, with the Excel file, if maybe I've been calculating the money, if I'm a business person or a farmer of some sort, I'll be using this quite a lot to balance my numbers. I can just name it money. Or if I do a lot of presentations, I can have a PowerPoint file there and give it any name that I would like to give it. Now, this is how you create a file inside a folder. Remember, I said you can never ever store folders in a file, but you can have as many files as you like in a folder. Now, having created all these files in Module 1, I am now able to copy all of this and copy them to any other folder of my choice. But that's not what we're going to do for today. Today, it was just to create, name, and rename our files and folders. Well, that's how we create our files and folders. For more clarity, your subject lecturer might be able to clarify and again give you more exercise from your textbooks to do, so that you can get the hang of it. Because once you get the hang of it, it will be easy for you to do this on daily basis. And now, lastly, let us come to our last outcome, which is understanding the process of saving files in different types. Well, we not everybody has the latest applications. Some of us are stuck with the old applications, whereas we're having those who are well advanced. And if maybe you want to send a document to somebody, you might have to change how it has to be saved. For instance, with our universities right now, when you submit your assignment online, you have to submit it as a PDF. If I don't have an advanced programs, I will really struggle, because some are still using the old versions or old models. Now, even today, our universities, when you submit an assignment, for instance, you'll have to submit as a PDF. So sending emails again will also be a problem. So you have to know how to save your documents, so that that person that you'll be communicating with might be able to access whatever information that you might be sending the person. Now, that you might be sending the information to. Now, how do you save that? You simply open up the document or a file that you need to save, and this is how you save it. You click on Save As. because this will be the first time that you're saving the document. Now, you will now be required to give your file a name. After giving a file your name, you simply come to Save As Type. Now, when you click on the down arrow next to Save As Type, you'll see all the options that we can really use. You can save it as a Word document, as a micro-enabled document, as a template, as PDF. Depending on what is it that you really want to save it as, you will have to make your choice right here. I really hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Till next time.